Hey guys, it's Cherish from Motley News, and I'm here with a Welcome to Sweden update where I tell you everything that I've learned in the past 2 weeks about being a new person in Sweden. I am officially an immigrant. The videos that I'll be posting in the future are obviously going to take place here in this tiny apartment that I share with Noah. We are living grad school basics all over again. This apartment is actually directly on campus. So as I'm talking to you, I'm looking out over the campus. There are students walking around on Sunday. What they're doing, I'm not sure, but we have a campus experience now. So the town that we moved to in Sweden is called Örebro. I think I'm saying that correctly with the umlauts over the O. Örebro, Sweden has about 150,000 people in it. This campus that we're living on, I think this is a 17,000 student population. So there's that. I'm trying to give you all the stats that I can. In the 2 weeks that we've been living here, we have learned quite a bit. We've been pushing ourselves to move fast and pick up new skills. Not the language. I'm working steadily on that. Noah's been a lot better at that than I have. He practiced consistently for a few months before we came out here. And me, I think I was just really focused on ending my semester at my university. Just making sure that students had their shit together. I had my shit together. The semester ended very panicky, but also on the other hand, looking back on that 3 weeks ago, now it seems just like a far off thing. And now I regret not practicing Swedish. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. We'll get into that later. But in the 2 weeks that we have been here, we have learned a considerable amount of, new town stuff. We've learned how to use the bus schedule, the bus line. The buses are actually in that direction behind us, and our bus stop is like, a minute walk. So we're right on the line. We can hop on the bus and go just about anywhere we want. The downtown is usually where we head to. The downtown has a castle. We have a castle with a moat. There's so much to do down there. There's tons of restaurants and cafes where you can go and have coffee and just sit outside. The weather here has been crazy. It's way too sunny. It's way too hot for what I expected of Scandinavia. The general area is under an intense heat wave right now. The day that we arrived, I believe it was 80 degrees. So this is the most sun and heat that they've had as a country in May. I'm saying that incorrectly. This is the hottest it's been in May in Sweden for 115 years. So this is really unusual for them. They're really excited about it, of course, because everywhere you turn there's somebody sunbathing in a patch of grass somewhere. So it was hotter than I thought it would be. That's why I've got my guns out. It's not to look cute, it's just to air out. I thought I would be wearing a sweater at some point in this trip, and that hasn't been the case. So my wardrobe that I brought here is consistently going through its cycles. I brought shorts, a few pairs of shorts, and a lot of t-shirts. I'm just wearing t-shirts. It's not the cutest because Swedish fashion is really, really cute, but it's not making me sweat like a pig either. Okay, the buses. We've learned that. We've both gotten cell phones, which I thought would be a little easier. I thought I would bring my smartphone here unlocked and my phone, turns out, was too old and too cheap to really work in Europe. And so I had to buy a phone, this one that I'm talking to you all with, recording with right now, is something that I picked up the other day for like $150. And for that kind of money, I thought I would be getting a really swanky, cool Samsung. This phone is fine, but, you know, $150? Good God. Everything is a lot more expensive here. So if you're visiting, get ready to convert everything to USD and feel very shocked. We need to kind of get out of that mentality of what is this in American dollars, because we're not going back. I mean, we're here. So we kind of have to learn our lives in Swedish kroner, which is the currency. Let's see. Cultural differences that I can think of right off the bat. Things are more expensive. Swedes are a lot more friendly than Americans give them credit for. I don't know where we got that whole stereotype of them being cold and distant people. Maybe it's because we equate the people with the environment. They're quite lovely. I mean, very helpful and not as talkative as the Irish, of course. But they're nice. They're really quite nice. Noah loves his colleagues at the university. I've met them. I really like them. They like me, even though I'm not working there. They've just been really warm and kind and patient and helpful through this process because, of course, we are immigrating here. And that's a really weird thing to reconcile with. As an American, I just think, like, America is my nation, and my kinsmen know everything about American culture. Also, America has terrible baggage and awful rhetoric when it comes to dealing with its own immigrant population. So I'm kind of experiencing a little bit of what it means to be on the other side of that. Don't get me wrong, like, we have a handler, a third-party relocation person who's helping us through the immigration hurdles, which is way more than the average Middle Eastern person coming here has at their disposal. There are people here, there are refugees who are coming to Sweden, you know, looking for safety and asylum. So things are a lot more complicated for them. No, I'm not trying to say, like, now I know what it means to be an immigrant. Yeah, kind of. But it could be a lot more complicated for us. It could be a lot more complicated if we had children to sign up in school and all that stuff. All of that is to say, and I wrote about this earlier, you know, Americans really need to practice a little bit more patience and kindness when it comes to people who don't look like you, who don't sound like you, who come from different lands. I do not know Swedish, and yet everybody is being super patient with me. And again, it might be because I have a blue passport and the status of America still means something. I don't know, I'm getting preachy, I'm rambling off topic, but the Swedes are very nice, that's all I wanted to say. Let's see, we've been able to do food shopping, which is fun, because it's nice to see what other people have in their grocery stores in other countries. The Swedes are not kidding around with coffee. We've been drinking coffee non-stop. We've been eating a lot of pastries, a lot of sweets. They love their fika, which is their intermittent coffee break for the day. I mean, everybody practices it, whether you are working in retail or, you know, in a corporate high-rise, I think. I might be wrong about that, but I have a feeling like everybody practices fika several times a day. But it's a great little practice of stopping what you're doing, getting coffee, and just talking to your colleagues, shooting the shit, collaborating in a very laid-back space. And then you go back to work. It turns out to be a lot more productive than our 15-minute, breaks that we have in the States. Ugh, I'm gonna be a person that says in the States now. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up just to let you guys know that there will be a lot more videos centered around this. I'm gonna talk about, what it's like for a black girl hanging out here, living here, becoming more accustomed to the culture and the language. Also, I'm going to get back to the regular Motley News stuff where I'm talking about books and my own writing, which now that I'm unemployed, I can definitely get back to. Super heavy. I'm going to get back into the writing stat. But we'll talk about that more. Until next time, you guys stay cool. It's hot here. It's hot in Sweden, which I did not think I would be reporting. But until next time, take it easy. Bye!